or for hell. I'm yelling no more talking, unless it's the truth. You in that bullshit walking. When I'm in
We're going on to Shaun White right now, who didn't really have a question, but he was just merely stating a fact that Gaddafi, rest in peace, and Castro were kids on Me Against the World. This is a fact. This is a fact. Gaddafi might have been 15 or 16 when he rapped on Me Against the World, when he did his verse. I'm out here all by myself, see ladies of stone, baby Capone's, living wealthy, pictures of my birth on
surface what I'm dreaming, seeing daddy seeing full of crooked demons, already crazy and screaming.
That was coming from his life. You know what I'm saying? Gaddafi's father was Sekou Odinga, Mutulu Shakur's co-defendant in the Brinks armed robbery. He was sentenced to 300 plus years. He got out of jail a few years ago before he passed away. Sekou Odinga was Jaffe Ofula's father. In that verse on Me Against the World, that's what Gaddafi is talking about. Go listen to that verse and you'll hear what he was talking about, and talking about his life. And you know, we were all kids, man. I was the oldest, but Gaddafi, Castro, 15, 16. Castro might have been, maybe 16, 17, but teenagers. Absolutely teenagers, you know what I mean? Pac was only 22, 23 for most of the recording of Me Against the World. Let's keep that in mind as well. I'm answering questions. EDI Mean TV, we celebrating the 30-year anniversary. 30-year anniversary of Me Against the World. The seminal album released on Interscope Records, Out the Gutter. Came up, you know, off the heels of the Thug Life album, this cluster of songs, some of which ended up on the Are You Still Down album. This whole period is some of Pac's most prolific period. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talks about the Death Row era and the amount of songs that he did at Death Row. That didn't start at Death Row. You don't develop that kind of work habit in 6, 7 months. You have to already been moving like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why when he got to Death Row, he was already on that page, because Pac was almost like an independent artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was paying out of his pocket for his own studio time and expecting Interscope to reimburse him. You know what I'm saying? When he handed the album in, he would pay for a lot of his studio time. And he was a studio, I don't like to use the word studio rat, so I'm not going to use that. He was a studio connoisseur. Like I said, this is how we live, this is how we breathe. So recording music wasn't a chore. It wasn't like a job, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he worked it like a job. And so, like I said, you don't get that work ethic and just, you know what I'm saying, to impress at Death Row. He been had that. He been doing that. We been was doing 3, 4 songs a day. You know what I mean? On any given day. That didn't just start when he got to Death Row.
Let's get it. Let me talk my truth. You just want the facts. I'ma talk my